My blank, of course, can be. Yeah, he has kind of on the same damage as if he has right now. It costs not a lot, to be honest, you know. Why did the graphics start looking so weird all of a sudden? Oh, that's odd. It looks like the text isn't very, very high res or something like that, like the text. It just looks a bit, I don't know. Maybe there's a setting that changed on the TV or something, I don't know. So let's go into the machine. Here, over here. The door's unlocked. Come here. Ho ho ho. It looks like we have them all together. Then let's begin. I'll stand here. Wow, pretty good, surprising me. Yes, pretty good. This is my laboratory. All the workings in space are entered into this 3D holographic system. What the? A shooting star? Of course, the speed up doesn't work here, by the way, so, you know. And we get sucked into black hole, you know. This was pretty dope back in the day, to be honest, this whole scene. It has a very, very nice music also that only plays here. Phew! Ho ho ho! Yes, it's something, isn't it? Well, let's get to the subject. Eventually, all humans die. What happens to them after they die? The body decomposes and returns to the planet. That much everyone knows. What about their consciousness, the heart, and their souls? The souls too returns to the planet. And not only those of humans, but everything on this planet. In fact, all living things in the universe are the same. The spirits that return to the planet merge with one another and roam the planet. The roam, converge, and divide, becoming as well called the life stream. Life stream, in other words, a path of energy of sorts roaming the planet. Spirit energy is the word that you should never forget. A new life children are blessed with spirit energy and are brought into the world. Then the time comes when they die and once again return to the planet. Of course, there are exceptions, but this is the way of the world. I digress. But you understand if you watch this. Dope cutscene, someone being born. If I remember correctly, and then you have a man walking around or whatever. Or is it a man first? I forgot. It's a man walking around like, man walking around a little boring and died. I became yellow, the tree died, it became red. And then they merged together and become green, and then a new one was born. And then became red and then blue from everything, stuff dies, and you can see the spirit energy being on the planet. Spirit energy is the source of life for trees, birds and humans. Oh yeah, the text goes on like here. And not only living things, it makes it possible to form planets. And if that spirit energy were to disappear very slowly, still going, the planet dies. He has the same glasses as Sid has in one of the games, and this is weird. I thought it would do that only because of the speed increase, but no, because the speed increase doesn't work there. It actually used to work there, if I remember correctly. These are the basics of the study of planet life. If spirit energy disappears, our planet will die. Ho ho ho! Spirit energy is efficient because it exists within nature. When spirit energy is forcefully extracted and manufactured, it can't accomplish its true purpose. You're talking about Mako energy, right? Every day, Mako reactors suck up spirit energy, diminishing it. Spirit energy is compressed in reactors and processed into Mako energy. All living things are being used up and thrown away. In other words, Mako energy on the planet so basically it's kind of like a recycling thing. Like spirit energy can recycle itself, but when you use it in Mako energy, then you cannot recycle. Sindra, the recycling company, would have had the same dream too. Destroy the planet and us will live with them. If you want to know more, then you must listen to the word of the others. Unlucky? Is father a coward? So that's it. Nanaki has been thinking that all this time. Oh, that's actually interesting. I didn't know they can get that died over there, can you see? Is he in here? And of course you cannot go up there yet. It is just you have to do it in this too. And of course we don't have ethers. We don't only get one more Sylvanas, right? Yeah, one more Sylvanas we got. If I didn't get the 4 slots, I probably could have gotten the 3 MP pluses that I wanted. But did we get at least 1 MP plus, right? Yeah, we did get 1 MP plus. MP plus did not be seen as useful, though, because, you know, MP won't often be an issue, but if if you consume a lot and if you spend it on your most powerful magics, you know, like Nibali and stuff like that, then you consume it actually pretty quickly, to be honest. That won't be there now, which is good why we made the other save basically. So the other save is to say that you want to load up when you want to do the bad thing, you know. And I'm like, say there, I would normally be level 42 at Cosmo Canyon there, for example, and that is after I've gotten everything in the shop there, you know. And this red one is basically once I have all the duplex, but of course we have gone way over the hours that we had during the training file. And that's used a lot because, you know, the voice actually takes time, and then we have done the grinding very differently. Like normally I would only like grind, you know, only grind, you know, only grind up the things to like bolt tree and ice tree and stuff that, and not focus as much on the whole materia until like later and stuff. But yeah, so we need to talk to here. Ah, here it is. My hobby is to gather all the legends and knowledge on the planet and to make a book. That even when I return to the planet, the children may still be thought about many things. Okay, we have guessed pretty good. I know. You came to ask me about something, right? Am I right? It's about the Promised Land. The Promised Land? So what do you want to know? There is no one place called the Promised Land, that's what I believe. No, it does exist. You can't say that. In other words, it doesn't exist for us, but it did for ancients. A Promised Land is the resting place of the ancients. The life of the ancients is one continuous journey, a journey to grow trees and plants, raise animals and make Mako energy. Their harsh journey continued throughout their lives. Except making Mako energy, that's I don't know if that's wrong in the translation, or if it's... I think it's supposed to be that they make spirit energy because, you know, like they have the food and plants and then they die and they return to plant. The place they return to after their long journey, the burial land, is the Promised Land. How supreme happiness, I believe that. For the ancients it was a moment they were able to return to the planet. The moment when they were released from their fate and gave their supreme happiness. At least that's what I believe. I'm really not sure whether or not it's true. Anyway, those that came with your all at the Cosmo Canyon or Cosmo Canyon, are you leaving? Yeah, you can get another dialogue there, so those dialogues doesn't give you point with anyone though, so keep that in mind here. And I believe here you actually gain points with them depending on in what order you talk to them, I think. What a boring place, just like I thought. I want to go somewhere. Let's go find some materia. Cosmo Canyon. This is where Avalanche was born. I promised we'll die someday when we save the planet from the Shima. Then we'll go to Cosmo Canyon and celebrate. Pigs, witch, Yessie. Now they're all gonna die for the planet. Really? To save the planet? We all hate the Shinra. But is it right to go on? Will they ever forgive me? Right now I really don't know. But I do know one thing. If there's anything I can do to save the planet or the people living on it, then I'm gonna do it. I don't care if it's for justice or events or whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna do it! Again, Avalanche is born again. And you can actually learn, I forgot when it was that you learn about it, but you can learn, or I think you learn about it like earlier in the game, didn't you? I forgot exactly what it is you learn about it. I forgot exactly what it was that you learned about it, or if it was earlier. But you basically learned that Avalanche was basically formed here. It was formed basically in Cosmo Canyon, that's where Avalanche first was formed, because they actually went here. And that's where Avalanche basically got started. Wait, what voice did we have in mind? Like it was a weird voice, like or it was like a Mickey Mouse voice almost. I wonder how many years it's been. Gosh, it brings back memories. Or something like that, you know. I don't know if that was the voice. LP Limit. Bonfires are funny, aren't they? They make you remember all sorts of things. You know, LP Limit 5 years ago. It's nothing. Don't forget that I'm afraid to ask. What is it? It feels like you're going far away. You really are, you right? And the thing is, if you get the dates in, which are like she keep thinking that he's gonna go away because of course she's not telling him the truth. That, you know, that Cloud was never there, that Zack went there and blah 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 and everything. And of course you cannot speak to him before you're speaking to everyone else. I learned a lot. They taught me many things about etc. and the Promised Land. I'm alone. I'm all alone now. But we're here for you, right? I know, but I am the only etc. Does that mean we can't help? Oh, there is one way you could help though. Yiggity. But you never get to help. We bang, okay? But that's the thing, you know, like, if they would bang, then all of a sudden there would be more stuff like that. Anyway, let's talk to Lobos Plot. Long ago, when I was still very small, we were all around this flame. No, never mind. What happened? It's about my parents. When I talk about my mother, I'm feeling pride and joy. And that's fine. But when I think of my father, my heart is full of anger. You really can't forgive your father. All of a sudden he sounds like a preacher. Of course, he left money for dead. When the geese job attacked, he went off by himself, leaving mother and the people of the canyon. Come, Nanaki, there's something we should see. Huh? The place maybe dangerous. I'll believe it. Will you and one other person come with us? And yeah, so yeah, we already have a seat on it. Actually, let's bring kids it. Yeah, let's go with silver, let's go with butterfly edge, white megaphone instead. And I want to actually do this here. Can I go to... Alright, I can only do one at a time here, so we're just going to take one here. And we want to equip heavy welcome under. Alright, and I need to equip the thing on actual on the logo. I can do that now, but I also see one on him.